Thank you to SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga, who has been following the Madlanga Commission and joins us live from Pretoria. Very good afternoon to you, Canny. Some hard-hitting questions on KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Lesetja Senona's relationship with controversial businessman Vusmusi Madlala's healthcare contract and the nature of his involvement. All of this coming out as President Cyril Ramaphosa has accepted the recommendation in the interim report of the Commission.
Indeed, good afternoon to you, Improper, and to the viewers at home. And one of those individuals that forms part of that list of 5 high-ranking SAPS officials that are going to be referred for investigation right away is that of Major General Lesetja Senona. And of course, he continues to face those tough questions in relation to his alleged proximity to alleged cartel member Vusmusi Madlala. However, I see that the spokesperson, Jeremy Michaels, is here. I'd ask him to just please stay close and we can quickly get a reaction before we get into those finer details of the testimony, or rather the test of the, version that has been put forth by Senona. So we are now seeing that a task team is going to be constituted by the minister. I think the question that is going to come forth now, because of the time frame that you have, now that you know that there is this team that is going to be dealing with the cases, or rather the people that are identified by the Commission, are you going to be making referrals from the 17th of March, or are you going to still seek that extension to complete the work before you hand over to this particular task team?
Well, let me say that, firstly, the Commission's delivery of its report on the 17th of December was in line with the terms of reference of the Commission. Specifically, it requires the Commission to make actionable recommendations to the President. That is what the Commission has done, as you will see from the statement issued by the President. And certainly, we welcome the fact that the specific task team is being set up. But, of course, it is the Commission that is going to action a number of the recommendations in terms of engaging with the relevant institutions in that regard.
Jeremy Jones from ENCA. We see some of the referrals relating to SAPS officials and, of course, Ekurhuleni as well. For example, a person like Etienne van der Walt hasn't appeared before the Commission. How did you come to this conclusion? Are there more referrals that will be made?
Well, Pule, the terms of reference empower the Commission to make recommendations. The Commission has not made findings, and I think the President's statement outlines that and stresses that quite clearly. But given the prima facie evidence that is before the Commission saw it appropriate to make those recommendations. And of course, those implicated persons of interest, will be able and will be given the opportunity to appear before the Commission to tell their side of the story and to answer to the allegations.
Okay. And then can I just clarify, because there is going to be this task team, are you going to still seek that extension? Is it going to be a final extension that you seek and then hand over that work to that task team? Or are you going to see a process where you're going to need a lot more time because of the nature of the allegations and how the terms of reference are now covering a bigger scope of the criminal justice system and the allegations that have flowed from the testimony that we've seen at the Commission?
I should also say, just before that, we've just, obviously the Commission is in session. It's quite intense with General Senona on the stand, and the Commission is currently seized with the hearings. So we may have further responses later, but I think it's very important to understand that from the Commission's perspective, the technicalities of implementing the recommendations and, as it is reflected in the President's statement, That is a process, and obviously the Commission, working together in partnership with the relevant entities, agencies, law enforcement agencies, will move as speedily as possible. But I think also to the question of the 17th of March, which is the current deadline for the final report on the amended proclamation as it stands, there will be engagement between Justice Madlanga and the President regarding the time that the Commission requires, because as we have said in recent days, since the Commission resumed its hearings for 2026, there is a very long list of witnesses who need to appear before the Commission. There's a long list of witnesses who are under subpoena. And I think as we have seen from the testimony in this is the third day with General Senona on the stand, it does take time, and you can't exactly plan for the interruptions and, the procedural issues. This morning, I think we spent almost an hour discussing one procedural issue. And we have to be fair, as Justice Madlanga has said repeatedly, and he said it again here this morning. The Commission has to be fair to witnesses and ensure that proper process is followed. And so we clearly are going to have a discussion about how much time is required for the Commission to fulfill its mandate. Thanks.
So do we know when this meeting will take place between the President and the Commission?
No, not yet.
Yeah, and then in terms of that issue raised by Mr. Senona, safety aspect, saying that yesterday he did not want to reveal a name of a person in a message who the author was, Lieutenant General Lesetja Senona. Has he come to you regarding safety concerns and protection he may require just outside of the Commission as well? Because we understand he's also received a notice as well in terms of the investigations ongoing and that he may be transferred to a different position.
Well, Puli, as you know, we don't discuss in detail the safety of witnesses. Whether it is General Senona or any other witness, whether they are under subpoena or not, we take the necessary measures to ensure their safety. And I can't really talk to the detail of that, and I'm sure you understand that.
And just lastly, you're saying you're not ruling out the possibility of more referrals being made?
Yes, absolutely. As we go along, obviously, there are quite a number of witnesses who are implicated in very serious allegations of wrongdoing, criminal conduct, corruption, etc. The Commission will make the necessary recommendations as and when it is appropriate.
Right, thank you very much.
In terms of those names, Jeremy, that were referred by the President basically for further investigations, are you happy with all of those names that you saw there? Bule spoke about an individual who hasn't even appeared before the Commission, but there are individuals that have been implicated, such as the Minister. We don't see his name there. Sibia, we also don't see his name there. Are you happy as the Commission just on those names that you see there?
Well, as I was saying, the Commission is in session and we are still considering a number of issues, but we certainly are satisfied that the Commission's work is proceeding in line with its mandate, and we may at a later stage be able to comment in more detail.
Thank you so
much. All right, thank you very much. That was Jeremy Michaels, the spokesperson to the Madlanga Commission. Essentially, Paul, we're now seeing a portion in where you're seeing that there's now going to be action taken against certain individuals. I think the emphasis has been on those high-ranking SAPS officials and those EMPD officials for action to be taken right away because of the nature of the allegations and the kind of compromise that could be risked if they continue to serve in these critical positions. Of course, Major General Senona continues to be on the stand at 2 p.m. this afternoon. The concurrent theme in his testimony is you seeing him place a posture where he seeks to acknowledge Vusimuzi Matlalela, the alleged cartel member, but try by all means possible to distance himself from the alleged criminality. And what you can draw from that type of posture, rather, is that this particular individual is quite aware of the implications that come with associated with an individual like Vusimuzi Matlalela. And of course, you're seeing tough questions continue to be posed to him why his conduct, especially in the WhatsApp exchanges, whether it is the purchase of the property where it seems that his son Tato was the proxy allegedly for him in that purchase, his keen interest in the SAPS contract to the extent that he sent a message to Vusimuzi Katmatala stating that have we finalized the contract, and many more details there in the WhatsApp exchanges that show that there was something more to this particular the relationship that we're seeing between the pair. However, he is not being completely candid about that. And we'll continue to see that questioning continue for the next few hours up until 5 p.m., I think, as he continues to answer those questions. I think today will be his last day on the stand, and we expect that by the end of this particular test or the questioning or probing hard questioning, he'll be able to give candid answers regarding what the true nature of their relationship was, which is currently still in the air as he seeks to acknowledge Matlala but not acknowledge the alleged benefit that the pair may have enjoyed with one another. All that and more at 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Kenny, just before we let you go, we heard Senona insisting on a certain video being played, and right towards the end, just before the break, that video was set to be played, and surely it's something that will top the 2 o'clock as Senona wants to prove a point by showing that video.
Well, it's not clear, Paul, what the point will be about that video, but where that video comes into play is illustrating this alleged improper relationship between the pair, or what is believed to have been taking place between the pair. Because in the video, you see that Kat Matlala clearly has access to an internal SAPS meeting where they are discussing the payment schedule with respect to suppliers and contracts. So it seems that he wants to point out something in that particular video. I'm not sure what that point is going to be, but that is one of the videos that is showing that there was an alleged improper relationship, because here is an individual who is outside the SAPS network. He has this particular video. He sends it to you via WhatsApp, and you as a provincial KZN Hawks head don't take any concern with the fact that he's sending you this video, that he has such intimate knowledge of internal SAPS systems and has access to the meetings as a KZN Hawks head. You don't report it to finance or the supply chain management, and it is in that context that he is facing hard questions about that video. However, it is not clear at this stage as to what he seeks to point out, because the video is a video capturing a Teams meeting, internal SAPS Teams meeting discussing payments of suppliers. So it is in that context that this video is going to be brought up. But what he's going to introduce, I'm not sure how different it would paint a picture in his case, as he tries to advance that Vusimuzi Katmatala is just a social friend and not someone he was having an alleged improper beneficial relationship with.